Welcome back, everyone, to yet another college basketball conference tournament preview. I'm your host, the Big Man on Campus. Looks like I think I got the sound issue figured out. My apologies. Not sure what happened there, but we're back and reviewing the CAA Colonial Athletic Conference today. If you've missed any conference previews, I highly recommend checking them out on my channel. I've done all sorts of different ones from the beginning: the Atlantic Sun, the Big South, the Patriot League, the Big Ten, all sorts of conferences, Summit League, Horizon, Missouri Valley, all the conferences that have gotten going. I have a pick video out and basically detailing the teams that I like to win the conference. Do have some good ones alive. Out of the Northeast Conference, I have Long Island, Brooklyn, and I have Wagner. Pick both those teams to get to the final. They're there. I have Illinois, Chicago, which they're a big time 10-1 dog. Hopefully they can do some damage. I got Michigan, who's in a dog fight right now at 6-1. They're playing to get to the final. So we're going to have some real nice options tomorrow to hedge out and over the week. Conference tournaments, you can make a lot of money if you know where to look in the futures markets. Let's keep it going today. And we have the CAA conference, which is one of my favorites. I actually, over the years, I kind of enjoyed this conference, particularly this year. It's been a great over conference. And you look at the top with Charleston, interesting team because they've really been a different team than normal under Earl Grant. Typically, they're very defensive-minded. They have a great half-court defense last year, among the best half-court defenses in the country overall. But it's really been a 180 this year. They've really changed their spots a bit. They're more of an offensive team this year. They've been extremely efficient. And as far as this year, they're scoring over a point per possession, which is really, really good. I mean, they're way over 1 point per possession, which is very good. I think 1.17 in their conference. So they've really been able to really get going this year offensively. And the defense has kind of faltered. I mean, they're playing typically with the rest of the CAA up and down, the Towsons, the William & Marys, the UNC Wilmingtons, they're kind of forcing their hands and playing to that kind of tempo. And you got to look going forward in this tournament. They are at home. They're going to be in Charleston, which is where this tournament's played. But Nick Harris isn't going to be in the lineup. Probably that's a big loss for them because you look at this conference. There are some good bigs in this conference. Pusika down at Northeastern. You have Nate Knight at William & Mary. You have Rokas Gustis at Hofstra. There's some real good bigs in this conference, and without him, you're going to have to go back to your 4-guard lineup, small guard. Then Brantley would play the 5. They can score, but they're going to give up a lot of points as well. So I think in this tournament, you really have to look overs. There's going to be plenty of high-scoring games here because certain teams are really just lacking that great defensive player or that really good big to handle the other big. So plus 140, I'm not in love with that. I like Charleston a lot. I think they played great. I think they're the best team in this conference overall, but the loss of Harris really hurts. As far as Northeastern, I definitely like them. I think they're a team that will give Charleston some issues. They won't play them though until the final. They're down in the bottom of the conference. I think the team that I'm going to be looking at here, and you look at Northeastern, Pusika is a guy that's going to give a lot of teams problems. He's a really good pick and roll player. They set up tons of pick and rolls for him as the roller, basically. And he and this team have been very efficient offensively as well. I'm going to really go out on a limb here. This is not one of my favorites as far as picking a winner, just because there are so many opportunities. I think Charleston will probably end up getting it done just because I do think offensively they are the best team. They just do everything the best, I guess, at the end of the day. I think when forced to, I think, Earl Grant will make decisions on being able to get stops, and maybe Nick Harris will be able to come back at some point. And if he comes back, I'm really hopeful that they can win. But I'll tell you what, William & Mary at 9-1 look pretty damn appetizing. You got to ask yourself, can they get to the tournament? They've never been there before. They're one of 3 other teams that have never been there. And I think Bill Cohen's team almost deserves it. I mean, at some point, this team has to be able to get up and over the hump. And, this year's team is really lethal. I mean, it's amazing how good this team has been offensively. I mean, efficiency-wise, they're right up there with, the great teams in this country, as far as high-level offense. I mean, this team is really, really good. I mean, your top offensive teams in the country are, Villanova, St. Mary's, Gonzaga, Duke, Arizona, Xavier. William & Mary's 12th in the country offensively. I mean, it's phenomenal. Nate Knight's fantastic. I love David Cohn and, just the guys that they have. They're just so dynamic on offense. Birchfield is an absolute shooting freak. But can they get stops? I mean, no, they can't, but they could just try to outscore you. There are going to be a lot of overs in this conference this tournament. I'll be all over overs here. It won't be I don't know if we'll make a ton of money on the futures markets, but I think in overs in this conference, they're going to be huge. I don't really care what the number is tomorrow. I'm betting over William & Mary and Towson State. I think we'll see plenty of points there. You look at the 8-9 matchup against Charleston. Drexel's an interesting team. Obviously, are they going to somehow make a unbelievable run and win 4 games in 3 nights? You got to ask yourself, is it possible? Or 4 games in 4 nights? I'm sorry. They're 125-1. Can Zach Spiker get his team to kind of use that, moxie that they had against Elon in that 34-point comeback? All you need is belief. They have the offense to do it. That'll be a great game today here coming up against James Madison. I like Stuckey Mosley a lot. Love like Lou Rose doing there down at JMU. They've really kind of, turned this into a pretty decent game. Should be a fun one getting this kicked off. As far as the bottom of the bracket, Northeastern should be able to advance. Hofstra UNC Wilmington will be a pure shootout. I think the final will probably be Charleston Northeastern, but I'll tell you right now, don't forget about William & Mary. I think they're a really dynamic team. Why not this year? I don't think there's a clear favorite, especially with Nick Harris out. So for me, my official picks, I'm going to go Charleston plus 140. I think they'll indeed win this, but don't sleep on William & Mary at 9-1. I think they're worth a look here. If they can get past Charleston, you're going to have a nice hedging opportunity in the final. So, right now, who knows? Nate Knight could have a big day without Harris in there for Charleston. So I'll go Charleston plus 140 to win the conference, and also look towards William & Mary 9-1 to bring home the CAA and finally go to this conference or NCAA tournament. I am the Big Man on Campus. Hope you enjoyed the preview. As I said, if you missed any previews, feel free to hit the channel and check them all out. They're all on there, clear as crystal, and you can watch them anytime. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment buttons. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have an opinion, I'd like to hear it. Let me know what you're on. I'll be back next week as we get going into Conference Championship Week. The unofficial, you got plenty of tournaments starting. SEC, Big East, Big 12, Big Sky, Southland, WAC. Just so many great tournaments. I literally can't wait. I'm so excited for next week. It's my favorite. Everyone have a great day. Hope you have a great Saturday. This has been the CAA Conference with me,